Violence is rampant across the city of Dallas, and it's not slowing down in 2020. A toddler died after being shot in this home. An 8-year-old was grazed by a stray bullet that went through his apartment.
It's bad in Dallas.
2 people were shot when someone fired their weapon into this apartment complex. And a man walked into this nightclub and fired a gun. Dallas police ended up having to make 36 aggravated assault offenses. All of this has happened in the first week of the new year.
Because I truly think the criminal element in the city of Dallas does not fear the Dallas Police Department and does not fear the criminal justice system that's being laid out by Dallas County.
Chief Renee Hall held a news conference to express her outrage at the crime wave.
This senseless violence will stop. We're determined that it will.
But critics point to Hall's policies and leadership as part of the problem. She disbanded key units like the crime response teams at the patrol stations. The department went a year without a vice unit. Experienced command staff members were demoted or left in frustration. And she's never presented a plan to fight violent crime until the mayor ordered her to do so last month.
And we have forgotten that guns, drugs, and gangs are the 3 major indicators and movers of violent crime. And those 3 units who directly affect those events from happening and putting those career criminals in jail have been decimated.
We can critique later. Let's execute the plan.
Hall and her critics do agree on one thing. They can't fight crime alone. They need the community to speak up against those committing the crimes.
Stop looking at us like public enemies. We are public servants, but we need the community's help.
Hall will soon present her plan, but as officers sit and wait for it, the violence continues. In Dallas, I'm Rebecca Lopez.